Peace, peace. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, good night. Welcome to the soul family. Welcome to the cosmic spiritual family. I'm so happy to see you all here tonight. Shout out to all of you who are in the chat, who have been here. I saw some of you popping in as early as like 7:30. Shout out to all of you. Peace, the holistic vibe with Shuni. I like that. I like that new name, Shuni. Peace, Sarah, Yaya J. Peace, Shania, Shakila. Peace, peace, Shades of Shay. All the S's, okay? Peace, Justacia, G Mac, Mage L, Miss Neil, Just Doris. Welcome everyone that is here. Peace, Chevelle, Carol. I'm so happy to see you all. Patricia, welcome, welcome to this Monday night live. I usually don't go live on Mondays, usually like on Wednesday, but today's a very, very special day, very important day. Peace, peace, Miss LK and J. Welcome tonight. I get so excited when I see you all. So thank you all for doing your part, right? And being here and connecting. And shout out to all the new subscribers. Welcome to this channel. Again, very high vibrational space. We are here to learn. I'm here to help guide you on your spiritual path to ascension. And we don't just chat. Sometimes we chat, right? But for the most part, we're learning, right? I am a teacher, so I'm going to teach you things. And part of this work is you being accountable and you doing the work if you are so guided, if it resonates with you. So welcome. Shout out to the entire SAU. Inner Circle 1, 2, 3, 4, Alchemy Circle, 7 certification, Soul Mission Masterminds, SDAs 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have a 5? Shout out to all the SDAs. Just shout out to the whole entire SAU community. I wanted to be politically correct, right? And I wanted to say, post the class that you were in, but I heard like rep your set, right? So let us know, what programs you were in, 1, 2, or more. If you're not in any SEU programs, that's all good. You are still part of the Soul family. You are here. However you found this space, I'm glad to have you here. Let us know where you are from. And if this is your first live, let us know as well. Again, there is so much love here. It's such a high vibrational space. And I'm sure there are so many people that would love to welcome you in this space. Yes, Jacqueline, Inner Circle 4. Jacqueline, I got you. Alafia, April said, I'm so excited for what you have to teach tonight for the full moon session. Yes. When I say divine timing is perfect timing, y'all, I was going to bring this another day, and I just kept coming back to this day. And I was like, wait a minute, when is the full moon, right? So the full moon is between today and tomorrow. Peace, peace. April, welcome, April. This is my first live. We are so happy to have you here. Y'all show some love to April. Chevelle, you said tuning in from Texas. Y'all, where are you in Texas? Because I heard it is freezing in Texas. Y'all in Texas and Florida are like losing your minds. Shout out to the Soul family that is in California. If you have been affected by the fires, we are here sending love to you. Those in North Carolina as well. No one's talking about what's happening in North Carolina because they are still having challenges, still struggling over there. So shout out to them as well. Yes, I heard Dallas was pretty cold. Kansas City, welcome from Kansas City. Yes. Again, so happy to have you all here tonight. Let's dive into why we're here. And it's going to be multifaceted. Always, before I go live, I always, every single time, never fails, I always meditate first. And so I always have like, this is the goal. This is what I'm going to teach. And then I always add this, share this, make sure you mention this as well. So it's going to be multifaceted. If this is your first time or you're not familiar, grab your notes, grab your notebook, pens, pencils. I always tell people to write in blue ink or purple ink if you have. Those are high vibrational colors. There's something that happens. I explained it years ago that happens with the brain when you write in high vibrational colors. You actually absorb the information more. So take some notes and then go back and study your notes, right? Don't just take the notes and have them in a corner somewhere sitting. I definitely want you to go back into it. The other thing is that I love it. What happens when people send me messages and they'll say, I went back to my notes and I studied it and I got another part to this. Does this make sense? Right? Shout out to Jada, who's I said she's a mathematician, because she'll come back and say, what about this mathematical equation? Does it make sense? And I'm like, yeah, right? It's powerful. So you never know that you may have another piece to the puzzle, right? Another piece to whatever this message is, that when you go back to study it, something happens, something wakes up within your DNA, and now you have something else that you can share. Okay. So, and only if you feel prompted, take the notes, but if not, it's okay. We are still here. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So let's begin. Shout out to, Trinidad, Trinidad. Welcome, Trinidad. I was literally craving some dal puri today, some roti, some bus-up shots. I was craving it today, so much so that I looked up a recipe, because we don't make it like that, like Trinis and Guyanese make it in Antigua. So I don't know how to make it. So I'm looking up the recipe. Like, I need to make some, but it is so complex. But anyway, shout out to you, Trinidad. If you're not familiar with what I mentioned, I think every country has like some sort of a bread, some sort of a breading, pita bread, something that you eat with saucy meat or sauces. And so that is one that is in the Caribbean. It's called roti. And there's different types of roti. And so anyway, shout out to you, Trinidad. All the West Indian massive. Okay. So let's proceed. Oh, doubles. When I tell you my daughters are obsessed with doubles, we went to New York a couple of weeks ago and they ordered like 9. And I was like, how you can eat 9? It was like, we're going to put it in the fridge and savor it, because we don't get like that down here in Virginia. So yes. Now you're making me hungry, y'all. All right. So let's proceed again. Welcome everyone that just logged in. Let me address this. Because a few of you messaged me and said, Professor, are you going to talk about 2025? And I was like, I don't usually do yearly predictions, talks, things of that nature. I think I did one in 2020 actually. And I said, y'all, everyone's talking about, 2020 vision. This year's gonna be something else, right? But usually what I do, I move according to spirit. Keep passing up my water, please, sweetheart. I usually move according to spirit. And what I found is that thank you. When you are operating in alignment, what happens is that you align with the tools that we have, the things that we have around us to help support us on our journey. So that is the energy of the earth, the energy of the planetary bodies, the cosmic bodies. Okay. And when you fall into that alignment, you realize that we're not going to get into the history of it or any of that, the political parts of it, but the calendar is kind of twisted, y'all. Okay. So I usually around March, that's when I talk about the energies, because that's when everything really activates, right? Even the Chinese, a lot of people say, oh, it's the year of the snake. And it's like, well, not yet. So the Chinese haven't celebrated their New Year's yet, right? So March really is the spring. It really is the new year, right? It is really the time to plant your seeds, to start, to begin. And that's usually when I do a talk or a message about here's what's to come. The other thing is that what I found is that there's always a message around solstice. So there's always a 6-month message, right? March to September. And then you have another one, September to March, essentially. And then there are mini ones, so quarterly. And so that's when I will give you breakdowns, or I'll have like a major energy share. Let me tell you what the energy is, y'all. Hold on, right? Remember in August, I was like, look, for the next few months, this is what you need to expect. Like, don't get caught up, right? And so, was it the end of November or early December when I spoke about the next couple of months, really? And I did that teaching on alignment, where I showed the 2 circles, right? And I said a lot of you are right in the center of the first one for perspective, but you are going to an expanded place, that bigger circle. And in order to get there, you have to be in alignment. Alignment is going to be so important for you, right? And so I said there are things that you have to let go of, right? And it's going to happen. If you are in alignment with what is happening, right, you don't have to actively say, okay, what do I need to let go of? Stuff just starts leaving, or people start leaving, situations let go, okay? Because you're making a conscious decision to be spirit led, to be spirit first, okay? Even if you're not saying I'm being spirit led or being spirit first, the fact that you are, the message resonates with you, something clicks. Your spirit team is like, wait, she heard that, she resonates with that, we got it from here. Okay, so with all of that said, I will reiterate this. I will reiterate this. Oh, 222. 222. We are in what is called the dormant phase. I taught on this 2 years ago, I believe. The dormant phase, which happens from the winter solstice to March. And during the dormant phase, as spiritual beings, you are not to do the most, like stop it, okay? And the reason why is because there are a lot of what we call ascension symptoms, but really DNA activations that are taking place. And your chakra system, or your energy portals within your body, are activating. And if you are running around to the store, going to this party, doing that, it doesn't activate like it needs to. So it really is the time for you to rest. Do you understand? And a lot of you will find like, I'm just tired, or you will be overwhelmed because your higher self is saying, look, we got work to do. And you sitting here running all these errands and stuff, like something has to give, right? So here's what happens. Here's what happens when you are fighting that. And let me explain what I mean. You have the spirit self and you have the soul. Okay. Your spirit is who you are as an individual, right? So let me see who's in the chat. Zena, right? Shakila, you are that individual. You have a particular parents. You were born in a particular place. You have a particular life situation, okay, that have happened to you. That is your individual spirit, your conscious self that is aware of everything in this reality. Then you have your soul, your higher self. Some people call it the oversoul, that is not really here in this reality, but is connected here. Okay, your soul and that's the subconscious. Your soul and your spirit at one point start to fight. Your spirit is running things, is super aware of this reality, is living life like an average human being, until the soul is like, look, time is up, we got work to do. And then people have what is called an awakening, right? Or activation, or I like to call it an awareness, right? And your soul now is starting to take over, right? And so when you are in a place like all of you now, because if you are here, your soul is activated, okay, in a very high way, in a very high manner. Your soul is always going to trump the individual spirit, right? The individual person. It is greater than that because your soul is accumulation of all of your lives, all of your past lives, all of your parallel lives. The soul holds all of that. So the soul is like, look, Shakila, you think you're running things, but you're not really running things. Let me show you how it's done. So when you try to be in charge, right, do mundane human things, your soul is going to be like, look, you're not winning this battle. And it will shut you down. You hear me? It will shut you down. And so now you sick. I told people in 2020, the end of 2020, I said, look, y'all are going to get real sick. Don't you go run into the hospitals because it's not going to be COVID. That's not what it is. These are ascension symptoms. Your DNA is activating because all the work that happened this year, right? And I got the emails like, Professor, I heard you. I went to the hospital anyway. And they told me I didn't have COVID. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I told you what's going on. Okay. So this is what happens during this time of year when you don't sit down somewhere, right? When you are more focused on your reality that you see versus the reality that you are to be creating from the spiritual realm. Do you understand? Right? When you're dealing with stress and anxiety about whatever is going on, your spirit self will be like, you need to take a nap. We need to do something. And a lot of times it will manifest as unknown sickness. Like you don't know what this is. And you're trying to look up all the symptoms and there's nothing that exists. And you go to the doctor and they're like, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't even have a fever. This is what it is. This is what is happening. All right. So let me know in the chat if that made sense. We're in a 9 universal year, so we're going to use 9s this year. 9 is a number of transformation. Some people are like, ooh, 9 means ending, is doom and gloom. There are no beginnings, there are no endings. We know this as spiritual beings. It is transformation. And we are transforming to an amazing space, y'all. Let me tell you, it's an amazing, beautiful, blissful space that we're transforming into. So we're going to use 9s. So if that makes sense, what I said resonated, type a 9. Okay. If it didn't, it's okay. You can ask questions. Okay. If I'm not able to catch your question, there's so many students in the chat. There's so many people that are OGs that are following this page. I know someone is more than happy to answer your question. Okay. Awesome. I see all the 9s. Good. So we're on the same page, y'all, right? So let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. How many of y'all have been doing the most? How many of y'all have been, let me fix this. Let me do this. How many of y'all have been doing that? Type 9 in the chat. 9 in the chat. Type 999 if you've been feeling ascension symptoms. If you like, I'm sick, I don't know what's wrong with me, something's going on. Good, Hana, you were taking naps. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Taking the naps. Okay. Good. Moderately late, she said, trying not to. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. A lot of y'all been feeling it. 999. Woo. Y'all been feeling those symptoms. That's your DNA activating. This beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Okay. Awesome. All right. So let's proceed. And thank you all for sharing. Because I like for you to share, because some people think, is it just me? Am I weird? What's wrong with me? And it's good to know, like, no, it's not just you. Like, it's all of us. We're all experiencing things. We're all going through this as a collective, really. Okay. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. Let's talk about, I want to talk about spiritual privy for a second. I want to talk about spiritual privy. I mentioned this, I think I shared what this is. I've shared this multiple times, but if you don't know, I'm going to share it again. So this was something that I received, I don't know, years and years ago. I was meditating and I heard the word privy. And I was like random, right? Like this is when I first started like automatic writing privy. So I wrote privy down. I'm like, what is this about? And then I asked, like, I don't understand what this is about. And then I heard spiritual privy. And so again, me asking, well, what does this mean? And spiritual privy is this. Listen, as a spiritual being, you will always, always, always receive spiritual privy. What this means is you will receive information about an event, a situation, a person, whatever it is, before it actually takes place. It may happen in a dream. It may happen in astral travel. Some of you are really clairvoyant, so you may have a vision or see something. Some of you may feel it. You may be very clairsentient. Some of you may hear it because you're clairaudient, right? Some of you may write it because you have a gift of automatic writing or scribing, right? But you will always receive it in advance. Most times you ignore it. Most because you're like, this is weird. Why am I getting this? I don't know. That's why I tell you, write everything down. Know it, trust it, believe it, that it is truth. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about what it looks like. This is spiritual privy. And spiritual privy does this. When the actual event happens, you're not taken off guard. You're not shocked by it. You're not thrown. The rest of the world may be like, oh my gosh. And you're like, I already knew that was coming. So you don't go into a low space. You don't go into fear, anxiety. You don't go into any of those spaces because you already knew about it in advance. Make sense? Let me know in the chat. Give me some nines if that makes sense. Okay. I call this spiritual promptings. Okay. Emotional nudges. Okay. There's something that happens that says, do this, or this is going to happen. You have to master the art. You have to master the art of following it, y'all. You have to master the art of following it. And when I tell you it is challenging because your spirit team is almost like they playing games with you. Because the moment you say, okay, I'm going to follow these things, then you get the weird messages and the weird things to do and move here. Oh, nope, move back there. And you're like, did I hear it wrong? No, they're just seeing like, are you really going to like really going to follow these promptings, right? Do this. No, do that. Start this job. Start this business. Nope, do this one. Okay. And that is okay. We are permitted. As a matter of fact, we're supposed to, as spiritual beings, pivot or change many times. This is 9, transformation. We don't grow unless we transform. And so there has to be many transformations in your life. You have to be open to it. Okay. But you have to know it. You have to trust it. Okay. 100%. And the more that you trust that, you're strengthening that muscle, that spiritual privy muscle, right? Within you. And when you strengthen that muscle within you, and there's a science to back this up, y'all. Okay. When you strengthen that muscle within you, then you will get the messages and you will just follow them. You'll just be like, this is what it is. I don't need to know why. I don't need to know anything else. This is what I need to do. And it's going to make sense down the line, right? I'm going to follow it now. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I know 100% that is going to make sense because I have spiritual privy. Okay. Y'all got that? Makes sense? We clear on that? Clear on that? All right. No, divine feminine. This is coming from a love place. Your name is divine feminine. Don't you ever, and it's 303. So this message is for you. Don't you get that out of your mind. You can't mess it up. You can't screw it up. You can't make no mistakes. You hear me? You did not make no mistakes. You did not do anything wrong. Your soul is perfect. Your soul is perfect. Okay? So there's not a thing you didn't screw up. Not a thing that you screwed up. Do you understand? All right? Okay. So I just caught that. So I had to give you a little love check. All right. All right. So let's continue. Spiritual privy. And again, if I call you out, it is from love. We saw the number 303, so that was spirit that wanted me to give you that love check. All right, there you go. All right, so um, let's get into why we are here today. Into why we are here today. Well, 2 years ago now, I had a lot of gifts activated majorly. Um, I was in a really bad accident. It was bad because of how what happened with my head. I had a brain injury. Okay. I'm fine, y'all. I'm fine. I've been drinking my mentality. But when that happened, it shook something up, literally opened up my crown chakra, and a lot of gifts, a lot of information. It literally like exploded. Like my brain went through this process of like explosion. So for a week, I couldn't communicate with my mouth. And so I was really in this space, and just explosion of information happened. And I was given information about the years was to come. It was a lot to take in. And I said, look, I will follow every step. I will do everything. It doesn't have to make sense to me. Like I'm 100% down, okay, for this. So last year, we're in 2025 right now, right? So early last year, so this happened in September 2023. Early last year, I spoke to someone and I said, I think I have to do the liver detox again. Now, mind you, everyone knew like it was a crazy wild experience when we did it in 2020. I think it was 2020, 2021. We didn't do it for 2 years. So 2022, 2023, we did not do it. And so everyone was like, oh my gosh, this thing. My lawyer was like, I don't know about that. It's medical people, was this whole thing. And then throughout the year, the messages kept coming stronger and stronger. You have to do this liver detox again, this flushing the gallbladder out. Didn't understand why, did not fully understand why, y'all. But I proceeded with preparing for it. And then the final thing that said, this is it, was when I went to my father's village, and my cousin, 95-year-old cousin, was like, look, he couldn't have said it any clearer. Like, you have to do it. You have to do the washout. And he mentioned one of the ingredients that we use. And I was like, you can't make this up. Like, he has no idea that this is something that I'm like, I'm supposed to do it, but maybe not, right? And so we did this amazing liver detox, which was, I call it minor surgery, because we release gall stones out of the body. Now, when I say it was such an honor and I'm in such gratitude, because I think we had like over 250 people that did it. I would say maybe 30% of the people that did it with me before, but the rest did not. And so these were people that did it because they were interested in it. They trusted that I would lead them or guide them in the right way, which really touched me. Okay. And a lot of people were nervous. They were scared. Like, I don't know what to expect, but we did it collectively. We did it as a group, like every step of the way, every step. Like, I was there every step. Somebody was there supporting every step of the way. And so people were like, I didn't really think this would work. And the evidence was there. They actually saw gallstones removed without having to get surgeries. Now, there was a group of people that already had gallbladders removed or had certain levels of liver disease. And I said, with you, there's something else. So I had another group. And with that particular group, I gave them their own regimen and gave them instructions on what to do. Okay. So everyone got service. Now, it was live. Y'all, I am a teacher at heart. It is so much easier to teach when I can get feedback. Okay. It is so much easier for me to help you live versus sending emails or DMs and messages. So I did it live. And so it was about 2 weeks that we were live. I think it was the actual process was like 7 days. And then there were a few extra days before and after. And we had like 5 different workshops. So it was phenomenal. It was an amazing experience. If you guys were in the liver detox, let me know in the chat, because I love to see how many of you were in there. If you released the gallstones, let us know. I saw all the pictures. I'm the type of person that's like, let me see your pictures. Let me see. I didn't care that I was in the toilet. I still wanted to see what came of it. Awesome. Everyone was so supportive. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So awesome. Perfect. So here's what happened. And follow me. I'm gonna take y'all somewhere. You're gonna start. I'm gonna tell you when to take notes. Um, During this time, while we're doing this, I'm meditating and I keep hearing the kidney. And I'm just like, okay, so my kidney, like what's going on? Like my kidneys are fine. What's going on with the kidney? And then I'm hearing the next one is a kidney. And I'm like, do another one? Like we gotta do another one. Like I'm thinking like, well, we'll do another liver detox, next year maybe, right? This one was really amazing, really successful. We had fun. And I keep hearing the kidneys. And then someone, I think it was our last workshop, asked, do I do kidney detoxes? And I was like, all right, spiritual privy. Okay. This is a prompting. And so I said, okay. I said to myself, okay, I'll prepare a kidney detox, right? I had not done any kidney work since, I wouldn't say 2006. My husband at the time was diagnosed with diabetes. And I was like, we're not taking that medicine. It literally is poison, metformin. And I said, I'm going to heal you. I'm going to heal you naturally. And I did. I reversed his diabetes years ago. So I'm already familiar with it, but I said, let me do some research. Let me pull up the latest studies on this. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've been doing research for 30 years. I was trained in research. I started researching when I was like in high school. And this was back in the day, y'all. None of this existed. I mean, there were computers, but research consisted of, you guys remember microfiche, if you're old enough? Microfiche. Things were on films and you had to use like this device to look at documents. Crazy, okay? Or you had to read books. You actually had to go to the library and get books, journals, and borrow them, couldn't write in them, and read them, okay? Then when I was in college, I worked with some of the most amazing professors, and my first work study job was at the library with the only Black librarian at Rutgers University, Thelma Tate. And she took me under her wings and she taught me the ins and outs of the library system. Like library science, like there is a science to it. And so she taught me how to research, right? And so I'm learning how to research. I'm working with Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, who was like, between him and Dr. Kim Butler, they were like anxiety attacks, y'all. Like they were so hard on me, but I'm grateful for that because it helped me to expand. So I would present a paper and they were like, this is not enough research, go back and do more. Now, my research was challenging because I'm not just researching English, I'm researching in other language, Portuguese, French, Spanish. So it was really challenging for me, but I'm saying all that to say, like, I've been doing research, okay, for years. So this is my thing. It's not easy to do research, and many people don't know how to or know where to look. And once they find articles, it's confusing unless you have to take a class on how to actually do this. So that's just my jam, y'all. So kidneys. So I started doing research on kidney function, y'all. Kidneys. And I started researching peer-reviewed studies. So if anyone who wants to do research, don't just Google it. You want to look for peer, PEER reviewed studies, which means that there was a research study done and other non-biased scientists looked at the study and said, yes, it was done correctly. This information is correct. Okay. So I looked at the most recent research and I'm going to share some things with y'all. Okay. So I'm like, let me just get some basic information so that I can do the workshop and share with them, on this kidney detox. And then I'm going to tap into like, what herbs, what things I can use for the protocol, all of that. Yeah. So let's talk about it. So I'm doing the research on the kidneys, and I'm going to talk about why this is important, not just physical for the physical body, but for the spiritual body as well. And I'm researching, yes, we know about diabetes, that it can affect, people have diabetes, have a kidney issue, metabolic health issues. You may have a issue with your pancreas, insulin, which is all part of the same system, which can cause you to gain weight, to hold on to weight, or lose weight, not be able to gain weight. Vision issues, okay, mental issues, okay, mental issues. Some people that have certain mental cognitive issues have a kidney problem. Listen. High blood pressure issues. Okay. You don't know that. I can look at someone's blood pressure and say, oh, your kidneys are, you're having challenges with your kidneys because this number is higher than it should be. Okay. So we understand that the kidneys are attached to the lower chakra system or the sacral chakra. Okay. So spiritually, we're talking about creativity, self-love, and there's a lot of trauma stored there. A whole lot of trauma stored in this space. So everyone, you may say, well, I don't have diabetes. This is irrelevant for me. No, everyone has some kidney stuff. And we're going to go into why I'm saying this. So as I'm researching this word keeps coming up. And I'm like, what the heck does this word have to do with kidneys, y'all? Let me put on my glasses because we're about to get serious here. So as I'm doing this research, this word keeps popping up. Mucus. And I'm like, mucus? Let me pause on that. Let me know if y'all following me so far. Let me know if you are following me so far. We have been taught so wrong, y'all, about our own bodies. Holistic healing with Shadira was like, ooh, yeah, Shadira. Let's talk about it. So I'm seeing mucus, mucus, mucus. And so what I know about mucus, which many of you know about mucus, is what Dr. Sebi said about mucus, right? Most of y'all know what Dr. Sebi said about mucus. He says mucus is the cause of all disease. Eliminate it and you eliminate the disease. That's what he said, right? Y'all heard that, right? Okay. I admire Dr. Sebi. He is a master. What I know is, and I know this for a fact, people have taken some of the things he said out of context. He's also a scientist. I was speaking to one of his grandsons that a lot of people don't know about, that looks just like him. And he was telling me about his grandfather, his story, that a lot of people don't know about his story. But he was saying that they were creating a lab, and how the lab was rated, like a scientific lab, and how it was rated by one of the not FBI, FDA, one of them rated the lab and took all of their equipment. That's neither here nor there. So I know that he legit is a scientist, but I know that a lot of things that he said, people took it out of context and twisted some things, right? For whatever reason. And so when the quote came back up and I'm looking at mucus, I'm like, this is a disconnect there. Something's off. There's a pathway that's missing. Something in me was like, there's a hole somewhere that I need to figure this out. So now I go deeper into the research. Okay. Yep. Somebody said something in the chat. So let's talk about it. So mucus contains something called mucins. Okay. Mucins are the protein that make up mucus. So mucus is, I don't know, we just think of like snot or like when we spit out mucus, that's mucus. But there are proteins in there that actually are beneficial to the human body. Okay. So those proteins create a gel-like substance. That's why mucus is like slimy, because of those mucins, mucins, that are in the mucus. Okay. They serve an important role in the body. They are necessary. Mucus is necessary in the body. Listen. Some of you are like, no. This protective gel absorbs toxins. Do you guys have children that have like silly putty, or what is that glue everyone was making? What was that glue called? They were taking the glue and adding stuff to it, and it would like stick everywhere. And you could take it and like pick up dust and all kinds of things with it, right? That's what the mucins do. They absorb toxins within the body and then they remove them, right? So like when you have a cold and you know if you're how the levels of sickness, if your mucus is green versus yellow versus white. Green says it's a whole lot of toxins and it's pulling it out of the body. So mucus is necessary for the body's health. It helps to detox the body. Y'all following me with that so far? Let me know. I'm going to take this step by step. I want everyone to get this. It is part of your immune system and is a protective part of the immune system. So there should never be a goal to get rid of all the mucus out of your body. It really will destroy your microbiome. Okay? All right. Good. Now, too much mucus is not good. Okay? An overproduction of mucus says something. And I'm keep this really basic so that everyone can get this. An overproduction of mucus is actually the symptom of inflammation in the body. Okay? If you have an overproduction of mucus, you have inflammation somewhere in your body. Okay? Now, inflammation is the cause of disease. Mucus is the symptom. Do you understand? If you have inflammation in your body, it is saying that something is diseased. Y'all got that? So I'm going to say it again. Mucus contains something called mucins. Mucins are part of your immune system and they detox the body. They remove, if you go somewhere and you for example, if you're inhaling smoke, like if you're in California, you're inhaling that smoke, your body's going to produce the mucins are going to go to work and try to remove that smoke by grabbing it to try to flush it out of your body. Okay? When you have inflammation, the mucins say something is wrong. We have to get rid of whatever is toxic, whatever is out of balance in the body. So they start producing, they start growing, they start overproducing. And now you have too much mucus in the body. But it's the inflammation. Okay? Inflammation points to disease. Y'all following me? Let me know if you're following me. Let me know if you are following me. I'm about to share some stuff for y'all today. Drop some 9s if you're following me. Oh my goodness. Yes. This is from Uncle Hanky, as people call him, Brother Hunk Rising Sun. My magnetic, kinetic magnetics. All right, let's continue. So, well, what causes inflammation, y'all? What freaking causes inflammation? Stress, fatigue, just sickness, hereditary, your DNA, your genes, the food you eat, right? What causes the inflammation? Trauma, toxins. Tracy says low pH. Gloria says toxins. What causes inflammation in the first place? Not enough sleep, injury. Listen, yes. What causes inflammations in the first inflammation in the first place? Freaking parasites. Freaking parasites. Did y'all write down the track? Mucus, inflammation, disease, parasites. When I was doing the research, y'all, parasites cause almost 90 something percent cause chronic inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation, which means there's inflammation that you don't realize is inflamed. Y'all have inflammation. Every last one of y'all have inflammation and you don't realize this. This is why we don't live as long as we're supposed to live. We should be living over 100 easily. Chronic inflammation is inflammation that is not addressed. And so because we have chronic inflammation, we have excess mucus production, and the mucus is like a symptom of chronic inflammation. And the chronic inflammation is like any day now, we're going to turn into disease. Listen. You have inflammation because you have an overgrowth of parasites. And let me tell you about these freaking parasites. The parasites release toxins that fight the mucins that are trying. So the mucins are like, we're trying to get rid of the parasites, right? We're trying to get rid of the toxins. And the parasites are like, whatever. So they release these little wicked things. They release a toxin that destroys the mucins. And so the mucins say, well, we got to produce more to try to fight the parasites. And the parasites are like, yeah, but we stronger and we bigger in number. So we're just going to keep destroying you. Chronic inflammation, y'all. There are parasites that destroy the mucosal barrier of the mucus. There is very little that can penetrate a cell wall. Very few things can penetrate cell walls. And yet you have certain parasites that can. Now let's talk about, y'all got that. Let me show we tracking. Y'all got that? We good? Y'all got that? I got that. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue. So parasites, every major disease. Listen, I gotta be careful because you two be hating on some things. Every single disease, excuse me, let me not say that. Let me be careful of what I say. When I tell you that, I was like, well, let me look up all the diseases. And let me look up inflammation. Let me look up the mucus. And let me look up the specific names of the parasites, y'all. Almost every major disease is connected to parasite. Yeah, let's talk about it. Number one, chronic inflammation. We already talked about that. Kidney damage, parasites. Liver disease, parasites. Cancer, parasites. So more specifically, and I'm giving you the peer-reviewed studies that this is 100% proven Bladder cancer is a direct result of parasites in the bladder. Liver cancer, parasites. This is not me guessing or making it up. And if you're someone you like, I need the proof, I need the evidence, you know I got you. Send me an email. If enough people send an email, I'll put it in the next alignment newsletter. I will put all of the articles and you can read it for yourself. Okay? So there are certain cancers that are connected to parasites. Listen, there's so much I'm being mindful of what to and what not to say. You heard what I said, right? Okay. Mental disorders, psychosis, ADHD for children, autism, ADHD is linked to parasites, y'all. So y'all say it so I don't have to say it. Y'all say it so I don't have to say it. If you want to hear this or reverse this, what do you need to do? Y'all say it so I don't have to say it, because if I say it, this video may get flagged. Somebody type it in the chat. I'm being mindful. 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 If you deal with that, if you have this thing and you deal with the root cause, then you no longer have the thing, right? Right? Does that make sense? I got to say it without saying it. I got to say it without saying it. Does that make sense? There's a study. Yes, carnivore and affirmations. Thank you. I know one of y'all have to come with it. There is a freaking study that shows that there is a particular deworming medication that treats the C. Y'all hear me? That reverses the C, that puts it into remission. But not, oh, y'all, I gotta be mindful. Not the things that they not. I had a friend whose mother had breast cancer, and she worked for she had to pay insurance. I believe she was misdiagnosed. I believe she didn't have it. When they saw the insurance that she had, I was talking about it to her, and her daughter said, "Mommy, let me look at the bills." They removed the cyst, and then they scared her to remove both of her breasts. The areola. I'm sidetracking now, but I'm sidetracking now, because if you understood the power of the areola, when babies are born, melanin drops into certain places in the body. For boys, they drop into the testes. For girls, they drop to the labia and they come to the areolas, because it's the same reason why our palms and our feet are one color, different than our hands. Is the same reason why you really think there's a power that said that I'm gonna randomly make areolas and testes and labia a different color for no reason. Why is there melanin there? Why? Because they're antenna. People are mortified by people that do not wear it, like in certain countries where they don't have tops. And they're pulling energy from the sun. That's a side note. I really went left with that. So me knowing this is years ago, and I was like, "You cut both of the breasts?" And she said, "Well, so it doesn't come back." And I said, "But you never got a second opinion." When she got the bill, and the bill was almost $500,000, and I said, "For what? $500,000." And I said, "Well, damn, how many people listen?" Because there was a doctor who was just arrested a few weeks ago for misdiagnosing how many hundreds of people or thousands of people, and he was making that shmoney, shmoney, shmoney. I went left. Let me bring it back. 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 Mm, 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 mm. Let me bring it back. So, parasites lead to these things. Parasites leads to these things. The deeper I was getting in the research, the more not angry, not frustrated, but like, yo, this system is so messed up. It's so messed up. So messed up. So you have to get the parasites out. Spirit saying, do this liver detox again, do it this way this time. Then look at the kidneys. But while you're researching the kidneys, look at mucus. While you're looking at mucus, you're going to look at parasites. While you're looking at parasites, it's going to open up a whole nother world to you. Now, not all parasites are bad, but the ones you got in your body, the majority of them, they are. Okay? Let's talk about what does this mean spiritually. Parasites represent low vibrational energies, y'all, in your physical body and your auric field. Your auric field it extends 3 inches, 3 feet outside of you. Remember that I keep forgetting the name, that character in Charlie Brown. Remember the character? And he used to walk around. I think he was like, he smelled bad or something. I don't know. I was a kid. Who knows? He would smell bad or he had an attitude or something. I don't know. But he walked around with this cloud of stuff around him, like little bugs, like flies flying. What the heck was his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Was it Linus? Was it Linus? Pigpen. It was Pigpen. Pigpen. Thank you. Pigpen. Think Pigpen. Put Pigpen in your head, y'all. Put Pigpen in your head. Okay. So Pigpen walked around with this cloud around him, and he had like little flies and stuff, and it was supposed to represent that he smelled bad. The truth be in these cartoons, that's his aura. And so we have auric bodies. All of y'all do. Beings with souls do. Okay. And in your auric body, you can have parasitic energies, y'all. You don't see it. You don't see it, but it's there. You know who sees it? Children. My daughter used to see it in people because she could see auras and she would be like, do not let that person touch me. I don't want to come around that person. Children see it. They see that energy around people. And so when you get rid of the parasites, you raise your vibrational frequency. We're talking your electromagnetic frequency. Okay? I'm doing a whole lecture on that this week on the 17th. But you raise that frequency, which is so important at this time. It is so important at this time because of where we are in history, where we are in this cycle. When I tell y'all have to be in alignment, y'all have to be like on it because a huge shift is happening. There's always shifts happening with this one right here. Okay? So diseases that are caused by parasites are often unresolved energetic imbalances, traumas. And you're just walking around with this trauma funk. You know, somebody walks into a room and you're like, it's there's a gift. I have this gift where I can smell people's energies, and it is, my daughters are absolutely mortified by it, because I'll be in a grocery store and I'll smell and I'll say, I smell poop. It smells like poop to me, low vibrational and entities or beings. And I'm like, I smell poop. Like it's so offensive to me, right? And so I'll see the person, I'm just like, damn, their energy is so, you can just, I can smell it. People carry that around. It's a thing that they carry around. Okay. So this is critical that you clean this up, not just in your body, but in your auric field as well. Okay. I don't care. I have been around people that are vegan and they say they met them or what they whatever. And I'm like, their auric field is so like please stay away. It's messy. There's energetic entities. Parasites are living entities, y'all. They're alive and they're smart. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. Okay. And they're very much attached to the third dimension, to this reality. Think of them as like microscopic aliens. Okay. All right. So how do you get rid of them? Raising your vibrational frequency through detox, affirmations, sound affirmations, herbs. Okay. Literally sound frequencies. Okay. Some of you carry this energy of sound frequencies within you. Okay. When I was doing my doctoral research, this is what I was actually studying. And here's what I realized, and a lot of you will recognize this as truth. The English language is such a low vibrational language that is extremely difficult for people to understand that come from high vibrational places. And because of that, they cannot even properly make some of the sounds because it vibrates so low. Let me give you an example of a word, okay? The word little, little. If you come from a language or a space that is higher in vibration, you cannot pronounce it. It is an English word, but almost no one in the United States of America or anywhere says little. They say little. Now, the D sound is higher in vibration than the T sound. Okay? So even sounds and how we speak, the way that we speak has a vibration. You don't know that. And you're being taught, oh, you're not speaking proper. You're speaking Ebonics, or you're speaking this or whatever it is, without realizing that, wait a second, I'm speaking more high vibrational than this language. The same thing with Spanish. So in Spanish, I'll give you an example. How are you is ¿cómo estás? Okay. In countries or cultures that have an African or indigenous, strong African or indigenous influence, they will not say ¿cómo estás? That is reserved for Spain. Okay. They will say ¿cómo está? They don't pronounce some of those words or some of those sounds, and those sounds are really lower in vibration. Did that go way too left? Did that go way too, we went way too linguistics with that. That's just Jamaicans say lickle, right? Something in your spirit is refusing to say it that way. It doesn't matter how many years you're learning it, how many years you see something in you is, and that is just your spirit, your soul. Like, no, we don't vibrate with the way that is pronounced. Okay, even in English, in do not have a great British accent, but they don't say little, they say little, little. Okay, so that's just an example of sound. Okay, that's just an example of sound. All right, that's Dominican. Yes, it is Dominican. That's my first Spanish language is Dominican Spanish. ¿Cómo está? Okay. Oh, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Right? You say it like that, but it's really, you hear ¿cómo estás? Okay. Okay. So let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. I want you to write these three things down. I want you to write these three things down. This year, number one, It is imperative to stay in alignment. If you forget anything else, remember that I need to stay in alignment this year. It is imperative for you to stay in alignment. Okay. So much so that every week I gift the soul family is called the alignment letter. Every week I spend time creating this letter. It's like a love letter that essentially keeps you in alignment. This is the energy of the week. This is what's happening spiritually, energetically. This is what the cosmic bodies are doing this week. This is how it's going to affect you. Here's an affirmation to get you through this week, right? Here are some things you can do to get you through this week, right? So alignment is so important. Without me realizing, Spirit was like, create this letter, right? And call it the alignment letter, right? If you didn't sign up for it, just go to my website, IamProfessorMelanie.com. Just sign up for it, register for it. Every Sunday around 11 a.m., you will get that email with the information in it, okay? So number one, and I tell people, if you feel out of aligned, if you feel like whatever during the week, go back to that letter and read it. Say those affirmations, do some of those things. I give a lot of suggestions. Do some of those things. It will help you. Okay. The next thing, number two, it is imperative to connect with those on high vibrational levels. Y'all, listen. I already told y'all, don't be bag lady trying to get into that expanded reality of yours, holding on to people that are pulling at you, that are vibrating low. I was telling someone today, we don't got to cut people off doing cord cut ceremonies, put people in jars and freezers. No, listen, we came back. That was really for our grandparents, etc. They were not who we are. Do you understand? A lot of us are the ancient ones. This stuff is within us. We can do stuff by just speaking it. You hear me? We don't have to do all the things that they had to do. They had to do that because they were not in this space of awareness that we are in. Nothing against our ancestors at all. Like, they did what they had to do. You hear me? And they did some powerful work. But I'm speaking to y'all. It's already with your those parts of your DNA are already activated. It's already within you. Some of y'all just gotta say it. You hear me? Or y'all just say it. You don't gotta do nothing. What do I teach y'all? My goal is to teach you that at the end of the day, if you are somewhere where you have no spiritual tools, can you do the work? Just you and you. And the answer should be yes. Do you understand? Don't get caught up in needing things. So, oh my gosh, something's going on. I need a ritual, or I need this, or I need to buy this, or I need to buy all these ingredients and candles and all the incense and all these things to do this. I remember 10 years ago, I created an altar for myself, and I think I read something, and so I had all these things on my altar space, and I was trying to light my incense so I can meditate, and the freaking incense wouldn't light, and I'm like, oh, I gotta light the incense because I need the air element. And my spirit team was like, what are you doing? Like, you're wasting time trying to light an incense instead of speaking to us. We don't give about the incense. Talk to us. And I said, say less. Do you understand? This is not for everyone. This is for those who are at this level of conscious where you know the power that's within you. My job is to be a mirror to you, to show you, to show you how powerful you are. Do you understand? All right. I keep going. 369 in the chat. Or set truth. Master mathematician. All right. So how do you connect with high vibrational people? You connect with high vibrational people. You're vibrating high. They're gonna magnetize to you. They're just gonna show up in your space. Y'all found this YouTube channel. Here we are. Do you understand? You don't have to cut nobody off. I promise you, they will fall off. They will fall off. Someone calls you, hey girl, hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm just studying my notes. I'm just, drinking my herbs. I'm just, or cleaning my crystals. they will be like, oh, okay, I'll call you back. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to do nothing. Just be you. Speak your truth. Be you. Do you understand? And then your people will find you. You'll be out somewhere and somebody will be like, oh my gosh, I like that crystal. Where'd you get it from? And you'll say, like, oh yeah, I got something from it too. I got this copper ring from such and such. Right? And now you're vibing, you're connecting. Do you understand? Number 2. All right. And all the stories. I know there's so many stories on how people connect. Number 3, it is imperative to remove anything that does not serve you. Listen. It is imperative to remove anything that does not serve you. If it has no place in the next level of your life, get rid of it. Why are you holding on to it? It is taking up space. It is taking up energy. It is pulling energy down. This includes clothes. This includes furniture. This includes whatever. Get rid of it. Let me tell y'all something. Some of your spirit teams gonna be like, get rid of the whole house. You don't even need to live in that city, in that house anymore. And you're like, I don't know why I can't find a house or why I'm homeless. And your spirit team is like, we protected you from that place. You have to get rid of the whole thing because there's something better for you. Do you understand that? You don't understand the energy of that space. Let me tell you, there was this woman that was on, I saw a video of a woman who was crying because real when the LA fires first started, and she happened to turn on the channel and she happened to see her house was engulfed in flames. She just happened to see it. Like, it was like the most random thing, and she was crying about it. And her boyfriend was like laughing. He was making light of it. And she was just like, what the hell is your problem? And I'm looking at her like, they were on vacation somewhere. They were on vacation somewhere. And I said, look how protected you were. I'm sorry that your house burned down. Like, damn, that has to be a messed up thing. But look how protected you were. You understand? Sometimes we look at things like, this is so tragic. This is so bad. And your spirit is like, you didn't need that in the first place. Yes, you love this woman and you've been with her for a long time and she broke up with you and now your heart is broken. But she wasn't it. She wasn't it. She wasn't your divine partner. So yes, we caused that argument over that BS reason and she left you. And now you're broken. You feel broken. Nah. She belonged in that old version of you. But that new space that you're going to, baby, that divine feminine partner, she's waiting for you. She's doing her work and raising her vibration. And she's like, where's my man? Do you understand? I need y'all to look at it like that. All right? It is imperative to remove anything that does not serve you. It is not, that's not spiritual if it doesn't serve me. No, it doesn't serve your highest good. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all have fun eating all the snacks, all the pies and the cakes and all the things for Thanksgiving and stuff. But, okay. Just don't buy it anymore. My daughter was telling me the other day, I was like, we have so much food in the cabinets. And she was like, it's food making food, mommy. Like, you have to make stuff. And I was like, it's quinoa, it's amaranth, like we have the beans, we have all this stuff. And she's like, but you got to make it. And I was like, yes, and you got to make it. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So, where was I? Kidney detox, liver detox, kidney detox, mucus, parasites. Okay. So, I had all of this like literally laid out on a table in front of me. I knew I was doing a liver detox this year. I said, okay, we're going to do the kidney. Now we have this parasite thing. What the hell? And so I wanted to do these 3 detoxes this year, right? But I knew that there was an order that they had to be done in. Not just that, there's there's timing that you need to detox. So you can't just say, oh, I'm going to detox next week. You really have to detox according to the moon. What's even more powerful is you detoxing according to the stars, or the configuration of cosmic bodies, excuse me, stars and planets, or what we call zodiac, right? So I started looking at everything. So I knew, well, parasite comes first, then kidney, then liver. But does this align? And so I started doing the research on it. If I did it at this time, how soon can we do kidney? Like, there's a whole process to this, y'all. You can't just be randomly detoxing your body. How long does it take to recover from this before I can do this? And as I was doing it, everything started to fall into place, y'all. And then kidney detox in May. Spirit kept saying May, May, May. Okay, this is this 2-month period after parasites. There's healing that took place, so now we can work on the kidneys. But May? So then I was like, okay, May is Taurus season. The kidneys are the sacral chakra. Huh. The sacral chakra is literally connected to the Taurus energy, that zodiac, or that planetary or cosmic alignment. Listen, y'all. Liver is always going to resonate with October, just because that is the organ of October. That is the organ of that Libra energy going into Scorpio, right? So then I had the 3 time frames, 369. Those my numbers. So then I had the 3 time frames, and then I said, okay, this is in alignment. Now, we got to put it together. So then went the journey of herbs. There's something that I do with herbs that I've been working on the last couple of months. Every herb has a frequency. Everything has a frequency, but every herb has a frequency. How do we align the frequency of the herb to get rid of the frequency of parasites? Remember, I said parasites, sound frequencies. You can kill them with sound frequencies, certain herb frequencies. And so as I was learning about this, I'm looking into it and I'm like, oh my gosh, there are so many parasite detoxes that are causing more harm than good. I wasn't going to go into this, but I feel like I need to go into this. There are stages in which to detox parasites. Listen, y'all, I told you they're freaking geniuses. Parasites are geniuses and they're warriors, right? And it's not enough to take a detox, a parasite detox tea. I've seen like parasite detox tea or people buying the deworming kits from the store. You cause more harm to yourself, because what happens is that, and let me explain the process really briefly. Parasites, not only that, parasites are like mini posses. Let me give you an example of Americans, okay? Let's say you're from New York and someone's from California, right? There's naturally this East Coast, West Coast beef, right? Or you're from Boston and New York, there's like this thing, like you, or Chicago and Atlanta, there's this thing. Oh, I'm from the Chi-Town, I'm from ATL, right? Like, you cool with all your people in ATL and you cool with your people in Chicago. Like, you have your different, like, people in Chicago speak a certain way, people in ATL speak a certain way, people in Florida, speak a certain way, right? People in Philly, it's like everyone has their energy. Little Rock, who am I missing? Houston, right? Everyone has their little like sects. And you with your people, you cool with your people, y'all have a culture, y'all have everything, y'all dress the same, y'all may speak the same, y'all eat similar foods, right? But when you go to another country, and this is from my experience, you be in another country and it's just you, an American by yourself, you become an American. You don't become, I'm from New York. You hear me? And so when you meet another person from America, you don't care that I'm from New York, you're from Atlanta, you're from Chicago. You're like, oh, you an American? I'm an American. Let's help each other out, because I don't really understand Chinese anyway. Do you understand? And so parasites act the same way. There are so many different groups of parasites in the body. But baby, when you start destroying one group, they're like, I don't care that you're from this state. We all parasites. And let me tell you what's happening. Okay. And so let me tell you what happens and why I say people cause more harm than good. This is not something that you can take lightly. Don't just go taking pills and seeing something come out the toilet and thinking I'm parasite free. There are stages to this, and these parasites are entities, and they are nasty, wicked entities. Okay, what they do is that they don't just die. Before they die, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna kill me? I got something for you," and they release a gas. They literally release this gas, and the gas does multiple things. The gas fights the mucins. The gas sends signals to other parasites. Yo, she's killing us. Run and hide to a place where it's hard to kill parasites. You hear me? And the gas causes, it literally is like a gas that causes issues in your brain, your mind state, that can cause psychosis. Literally, listen, there are stages to this. These parasites are smart. They go to places where they know it's hard. There's not a lot of blood flow. So it's hard for whatever you're taking to get to that place, i.e. the brain. Okay? So people, they do parasites detoxing. Yeah, they release this long parasite, but now they have headaches, or now they're going through certain things. They're having mental crisis. They're hearing voices, like stuff is real. So there are 3 phases that I discovered to this. 3 phases. There's a pre, there's a major, and then there's a post to detoxing parasites in your body. Okay? The other thing is you have to do it in alignment with the moon. You cannot do it during a random time. You cannot, because parasites are more active during certain moon phases. So you want to get them when they're active. Otherwise, you're not going to really get as many as you like. And you're going to think, oh, all this stuff came out the toilet, I'm good. And the reality is like, oh, no. They went other places that's really hard to reach. Okay? Yes, like foggy brain. I said a lot. Let me know if this makes sense. Drop some 9s if I know some of y'all like, what the hell? I thought she was gonna talk about 2025. What is happening here? Okay. Yes, they're like little wicked demons. Okay. All right. I'm telling y'all, this is what I've been doing for the past couple of months, me doing this research on this stuff and my freaking mind being blown. So let's talk about Western medicine versus true healing medicine. Western medicine practitioner is going to treat the symptom, not the root. Why I don't treat the root? Because I had a doctor who once told me, and I was really fond of him. I love that he was honest. He said, if I heal you, if you actually get healed, I don't get paid. So I need to see you every 6 months. I said, thank you. Now I'm going to go heal myself. And that's the truth. The number one industry in this country is not oil. It's not gas. The number one industry in this country is hospitals. Hospitals are the number one industry in this country. So I need you to understand that there are billionaire trillionaires that are investing in hospitals. And in order to see a return on their investment, you got to be sick. You hear me? You got to be sick. And doctors that are hired by hospitals or certain organizations, they have to play by the rules. I'll give you an example. I went to my doctor and he said, you need to have a what do you call it? Breast cancer screen done, mammogram done. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I said, you're going to cause more tissues. You're going to cause more damage to the tissues by squeezing my breast into these 2 plates. I said, well, what happens if they find something? He said, well, then they do a stronger exam to look for it. I said, what is that exam? He said, a sonogram. I said, well, why don't I just get the sonogram? The sonogram is less invasive than me damaging my lymph nodes in my breast tissue. He said, well, that's not how it works. I said, make it make sense, doctor. You're telling me to get a mammogram, and if they see something, they're going to check it deeper with the sonogram. So I'll just do the sonogram instead of doing a mammogram. He said, well, your insurance is not going to allow that. I said, why? He said, that's not how it works. I said, why? He said, he said this. I said, okay, let me go find where I can get a sonogram done. Do you understand? Because if you see how much it costs to have a mammogram done, it's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing. But I went left again. Let me bring back. It's the full moon, y'all. So I'm very expressive. Let me come back. Let me come back. True story. True story. And yes, I went and had a sonogram done, and I'm good. And I didn't have to destroy and kill healthy tissue in my breast. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just telling you my experience and my logical mind and where I was thinking, what my doctor said or didn't say. Okay. So there are steps to this, phases to this. And when you, let me back it up. Holistic healing medicine, our ancient medicine, our true medicine, actually heals. It's not going to heal the symptom, it's going to heal the root. I always tell people will ask, well, how long do I take this tea, or how long do I do this? And I say, you do it until your body says it's enough, right? I'll give an example. Years ago, I had severe anemia, and I did not want to take those ferrous sulfate, those over-the-counter iron pills, because they just stop up your system. Doesn't really work. You're taking it for so long, it's just a mess. So over 10 years ago, so this is when I was researching, well, what do I do? And I saw sarsaparilla, cheney root. And so I made a tonic, because they're roots you have to make tonics for them to work. Made a tonic, 3 weeks, my blood levels were back to normal. Okay. I'm saying 3 weeks because the 4th week I went to drink the tonic and my body was like, we don't, no. And I was like, but it's only been 3 weeks. I went to the doctor and he said, oh, you've been taking the iron pills because your blood levels are normal. Listen, true medicine is going to heal you. Is that those herbs, whatever it is, are going to go to that place and fill whatever is missing. It's going to heal whatever is missing. Okay. And I'll teach more about that during the workshop. Okay. So with that said, yes, Shaquilla, I be challenging doctors. Like when my daughters were little, they used to be like, mommy, please just let us go in and out. So with that said, you can rid parasites out of your body without them going haywire and causing havoc in other areas of your body. And it's a process. It is a process, but it 100% can be done. This is something that I did over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago, I was extremely ill. And a lot of it was lifestyle. A lot of it was me fighting what my spirit team was telling me to do. My skin, I literally had, skin tags. I had like developed skin tags on my face. I had scars, like acne scars on my forehead, on my cheeks. I had like 2 permanent scars right here on my cheeks. Brain fog, just stress, just heavy physically, heavy mentally. And I did a liver detox properly. And I just remembered this. Everything like skin cleared. The skin tags fell off, which is crazy, right? And I started vibrating higher. I was like, what is this? What is this reality? What's going on? And I started making certain changes in my life. Okay. So I'm saying that because these things can be eradicated as much as possible. You don't have to go back and forth and every year do a parasite detox. Do you understand? Just like the liver detox we do in October. Do it. There's a certain amount of cycles you do it, and then at some point you don't have to do it again. I did it with the group. I had 0 gallstones come out, barely any cholesterol, because I did it until my body said that's enough. Okay. And so this is what holistic healing is. It's actually healing you. All right. So why this is necessary on the spiritual journey, especially now, think of parasites, think of these entities, think of these little wicked genius entities that are trying to wreak havoc in you. It's not just about your health or me being healthy and strong and living long. No, no, no. It's about these entities that have no business in your body or in your space, because they're fighting, literally, they're fighting you doing your spiritual work. You can't get up. Your spirit team wakes you up between 3 and 5, and you can't get up because you're tired or you're stressed or work. Parasites. You're like, make that make sense, Professor. You have that job that you're so exhausted from that you hate because of parasites. It's a cycle. You can't connect spiritually. You can't meditate to get guidance to tell you to do the thing that your soul is telling you to do, follow your soul mission, or to get this job that is in alignment with you, because the parasites have you tired and drained and in a fog. It's a cycle. Y'all following me? So I can't get up because I'm tired because of this job. But I'm tired of this job because of the parasites. And I can't meditate to get clarity on what I should be doing, what my soul mission is, because I'm tired of the job because of the parasites. And when I got rid of those parasites, I was like, oh, I'm a professor. I'm about to quit. When spirit, the day, listen, I didn't quit right away. Spirit said, not yet. But the day I was told to leave, the last day I left that classroom, I almost skipped to my car. I said, it's done. What are you doing next, Melanie? I don't know, but it ain't this, but I'm going to be good. Here I am. Do you understand? Yo, it seems weird. It may seem a little off, but it's that simple, y'all. It's that simple. Am I saying that you're going to do this and all of a sudden everything's going to open up? Yeah, things are going to open up. That is true. Things are going to open up for you. That's true. That brain fog, the anxiety, all these things, that's not you. The fear, that's not you. You know it's not you. You're like, why do I feel this way? Remember I told you, especially most of you are empaths. You go out in public, you feeling good, you come home, you have a whole attitude, you don't know what it. You was around a pig pen, a person with all that energy. Now you sucked it into yourself. Now you got the parasites in your field. Do you understand? Nah, we need to strengthen our fields. Truly vibrate high. And we're going to learn how to truly vibrate high this year. Okay? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. This is spiritual privy, y'all. I shared with you last year, Spirit said, you have to let go of Ascensions by Zoe. You can't be running that business, doing that, and teaching. That is not your soul mission. This is your soul mission. Even though I didn't understand, doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Like the business is doing good. We're happy. I just got a freaking warehouse, y'all. Like, what the hell? This doesn't make sense. I trusted that spiritual privy. I trusted it enough to say, okay, all right, I'm gonna do it. Not fully understanding. And the moment that I said, okay, I'm gonna make the plans, and I shared it in the last video, I think I did. The moment all this stuff started coming, you're gonna teach on this, you're gonna teach on this, you're gonna help guide people to ascend, to stay in alignment. The alignment letter came up. All these things started coming up. You understand? That's how it works. Thank you so much for your donation, Zolo. Vent to God. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Okay. So let's continue. So now you all know this year I'm having 3 major detoxes for the soul family, for the spiritual collective that you can participate in if you so feel prompted to. Okay. And I'm doing it in collaboration with my daughter, Makeda K, the herb mixologist. Shout out Makeda. I think she's here tonight. Who new company Aurora Blends. She has a company where she has all the tea blends that we had from Ascensions by Zoe, plus some more. And so she's helping me to create the blends, right? I researched all the herbs, y'all. They may not taste that good. I'm the medicine person. I'm the science person. She's the flavor person. She's going to make it taste good. She's come with the recipes, etc. So in conjunction with Aurora Blends, we're having this first Parasite Detox. And so the Parasite Detox, there's 3 different herbal tea blends that you'll have with the recipes. There's learning materials in the kit. There's a lot that you're going to get as part of the detox. Matter of fact, let me do this. I'm going to share the screen so you all can see it. So you all are aware of it. Oh, there she is, the herb mixologist. Hey, Makeda. I traumatized my daughter all my daughters when they were little with the herbs and the teas that tasted. I wouldn't put sugar in it, honey, nothing. Like, you sick, you're going to drink this herb. And she found a way to make herbs and drinks taste good and be fun. Like, she makes cake with there's a cake that she makes with I think a chai cake that she takes this chai herb blend and she makes this cake with it. It's crazy. She makes pesto with moringa, like a pesto sauce with moringa, y'all. So she's like, Mom, this is a high protein sauce, pasta because of the moringa. Anyway, she's just phenomenal. So let me share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen so I can share this with you all. Here we go. So this is the website. The website is, I'll put the website in the chat. Oh, Makeda, there, she put it in the chat. I'll just go through some things with you all to share what's in this detox. I'm like, when I tell you I'm amped about this, I'm so amped about this. Okay, so scroll down, read as much as you like. Again, if you're like, I need the research, send me an email. In the subject line, put research. If I get enough people that want research in the next alignment letter, I will put the links so you can read it for yourself, because everything I said today is back upable by the science. Okay, so the detox. So what's included? There is it's a whole month. So here's what I learned from the liver detox. Oh my gosh, y'all. The liver detox was 7 days and I allowed 3 extra days, and that was not enough. That was not enough. So this particular detox is 2 weeks. Remember, it's 3 phases. One of the phases are 2 days. Okay. So there's different phases. Listen, y'all, I got it down to a science, literally to a science. 2 days, you're drinking this particular herb 3 times a day, whatever the instructions are. Then the next 2 days, you're doing this. So it's about 2 weeks, okay, of the concoctions that you'll get. Okay. However, you get a full month access to the platform. So what do I mean by the platform? So SAU students know about this. Many of you may not know about this. I was prompted again, Spiritual Privy Spirit said, do a whole revamp of the app. There's some other things that I'll share with y'all in about a month or so that I'm so excited about, and it's in alignment. But for now, there's going to be app access, and something else I learned from the liver detox is not everyone likes the freaking phone to look at stuff. So there's also a course page. So you'll be able to go into the website, log in, and you'll see all the information on a computer if you like, or on your television if you like, right? So there's a week pre-detox where you gather, get all your information, get prepared. And there's a week post-detox where I will help you to integrate what now, what's the next steps, that sort of thing, okay? So for a whole month, you have the opportunity to get the support that you need if you need it. If you need it. Okay. The herbal blends and supplements. So there are herbal blends, but there are also supplements. Everything is measured out. You don't have to go out and buy anything extra. I got everything for you in the kit already. There's also step-by-step guidance and education. Y'all already know. Y'all already know if you've done any detox with me before. Before we even get started, we have a whole entire workshop, and I'm going to show you, teach you, tell you about the certain detox, the certain parasites, tell you what's going to happen with your body, answer your questions. And then we have workshops during each phase. Remember, I told you there are 3 phases. Then we have the integration workshop. Okay. So there are multiple workshops, learning materials, recipes. Something else I realized is that people are like, I don't know what to eat. So for 14 days, I give you breakfast, lunch, and dinner suggestions. You don't have to do this, but sometimes people just need a guide on, well, what can I eat? Do you understand? And no, it's not, you don't have to be plant-based for 2 weeks. Some of y'all are like, how am I going to be vegan for 2 weeks? So there's going to be there's 2 sections, people that eat chicken, fish, meat, and I'll give you recipes that you can, that are to prevent the parasites from doing whatever they do. And then there's one for people who want to do plant-based. So I have everything in there for you. So there's nobody has to worry about, what do I eat? Is this okay? Should I eat a bagel? Like, everything will be there. So you can follow the recipes, or you can say, you know what? I'll make something similar to this. Okay. There's going to be affirmations tailored to each detox day, because these are entities. Let me tell, when I went through my process, my husband said, are you losing your mind? And I was like, yeah, that stuff in my mind, they got to go, because I literally was like seeing things, hearing things. I broke out in hives. I thought I had scabies. It was this crazy experience. I was very emotional because these genius parasites were like fighting me. Do you understand? And so you're going to need the support, and they're going to be affirmations that are going to help you on a daily basis that you can tap into. Remember, I told you sound support. So everything is targeted to getting these parasites out of your body. Emotional and spiritual support. The SAU community, when I tell you the amount of love from what I see, I don't know what happens behind closed doors, y'all, but even the stories that I hear, there's so much love and support. Like, ask your questions. People come in nervous because they're like, I don't know these people. We have people that are there to support you. Sometimes people go through crisis. You don't have to go through anything by yourself. I understand this is going to be a challenging time. There is support. And there's also people to share stuff with. People share recipes or ideas. I learned about new food, pastas and sauces that I didn't know about before, because people are so sharing here. Okay. And again, the detox is aligned with the moon cycles. So it's aligned with cycles. Can you do it other times of the year? Sure. The goal is to maximize the energy. So we want to do it during certain moon cycles, during certain seasons. Like I said, planetary movements. That's when you want to do certain detoxes. So you can register for just the parasite one, or you can do all 3 for the whole year. If you do all 3, there's like a 20% discount on that. And then at the bottom of the page, you will see frequently asked questions. I've never done a detox before. Can I do this? Yes. I'm that teacher that believes that I should be able to, in my teaching, should be able to reach a 5-year-old and an 85-year-old. Do you understand? So the same thing with the detox. If you've never done it before, we're going to welcome you with open arms. You're in a safe space. Okay. It's not going to be difficult. It's not going to be challenging for you. I'm literally doing everything for you. You just got to show up with the open mind and an open heart. Okay. Even if you're a pro, you're going to learn some new things. Okay. Herbal blends and supplements. Yes, they are included in the kits, which I'm super excited about. Can you register for one detox at a time? Yes. What is the time commitment? It's up to you. 2 weeks. You can hang out the week before, you can hang out the week after, but 2 weeks. is not something that's meant to be overburdening to your schedule or your life and like, oh, this is nothing I got to do. No, I'm doing everything to support you so that we can get this done, so that I'm doing it with you. We can release these things out of our bodies that are really holding us down, bringing our auras down, okay, and preventing us from really going into that next space, okay? So again, go ahead and read the site. The link is in I think the link is in the chat. I'll put it on the screen really quick. If this resonates with you, now let me say this. Oh my goodness, let me say this. It is a live detox, y'all. I say this every time, and every time the same thing happens. The last day to register is February 3rd. There is a limit. There has to be a limit. The last liver detox we did, there were over like 260 something people that registered. It was a lot of us. And the type of person that I am, when we have a Q&A, I will sit and answer every question until my body gives out. So we're like 2 a.m. answering questions because I really want you to, be supported on this. But there's a limit to how many people that we can help during these detoxes. So if you feel prompted, register. The last day is February 3rd because we have to ship out the packages to you. Everything gets shipped out on in a week. So that's the last day because you have to have it for February 8th. That is day 1, February 8th. Okay. Do not do the thing where you come to me a few months later and say, Professor, I decided to do it. It's live. I'm only doing this live once this year. We do it once this year. You don't have to do it again this year. Okay. Will I do it next year? I don't really know. I can't say for certain that I will. So if this is something that you're like it resonates with you, like I feel like I have to do this, then go ahead, sign up for it. Okay. I promise you will not regret it. I thought of everything this time to make sure everyone is fully supported in it. Okay. So the link is on the website. The link is on the screen. I think Makeda also put it in the chat. If you have any questions, email me. Feel free to email me info at IamProfessorMelanie.com or info@spiritualau.com. Okay. All right. Now let's wrap it all up. Let's do a recap. To bring it all together because this was a lot. How are y'all feeling about this information? Let me know in the chat. I never want anyone to feel overwhelmed, but let me know how you all are feeling about this information thus far. Be honest. How are y'all feeling? Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the love gift, Andrea. Is toenail fungus a parasite? How to remove them? Yes, it is. And you can remove toenail fungus because I have done it for some people before. It is a parasite. Absolutely. Let's see. Jacqueline Christmas. Thank you so much for the love gift, Jacqueline. So if you are in the SAU collective, bring your questions. We have a Q&A at the end of this month. Bring your questions. I'll answer your questions during our Q&A. I answer all the questions that you have. It can be the most randomest thing. I will answer your question. So excited. Thank you, Professor Melanie. It is my honor, Jacqueline. Thank you for the love gifts. Okay. Awesome. You said, I wish I can buy them all at once, but I bought the first one. It's okay. Do the first one. And if you're like, I'm feeling this, then you can go to the next, okay? It's all good. It's all good. No pressure here. I want everyone to be part of it that feels good about it, that is resonating with you. Okay? So let's recap. Let's recap everything that we went over tonight. I'm just looking to see. Is the app down? Alicia, yes. SCU app, I took it down in November because I'm redoing the whole entire app. When you see the new app, you're going to be like, it was so worth it. It is so amazing. It's meant to be more social. We know some things are happening in social media, And we are our own algorithm. Let me just say that. So we can talk all the we want to talk in our own app. Okay. This is something Spirit prompted me to do in 2020. And there were levels to it. So the new app is underway. There's just a few things that we're wrapping up. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let's do a recap really quick, and then I'll look at some questions that we have in the chat. So again, there is a strong push to do detox this year. Here's what I guarantee is going to happen. In the next few months, you're going to hear people talking about detoxing like crazy. It's going to happen. You'll hear it. I'm telling you, because this is a spiritual thing. Remember I told you spiritual privy. So Spirit said this in advance, do this now, right? So other people are going to start talking about it even more so. I'm telling you, the research just came out last year about parasites with one of the C words, the cancers that I was telling you about, just came out last year. So you're going to start hearing more and more about this. As a spiritual being, we get the opportunity to be ahead of the curve. Do you understand? If we choose to, okay? You have that choice. So you're going to hear people talking about it. So make sure you are in advance before, not before it's too late. I don't want to say before it's too late, but be like, damn, I should have did that, right? A lot of times, and I find this a lot of times spiritual people, or even I will say something and people are like, oh, okay. And then you'll hear someone else that looks, say, the opposite of me. So I'm a woman. What's the opposite of woman? I'm brown. What's the opposite of me? That will talk about it. And then it's like, oh, they said this. Let me do it now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Sometimes we need to trust our spiritual teachers and guides, right? If you resonate with that person, if that is your teacher, that is your guide, right? Guide. Okay, so remember the purpose of this. It is to release low vibrational energies. Not all low vibrational energies, entities can be seen by the physical eye, but it is all physically felt, okay? And it does have an impact on you. Parasites cause inflammation. Inflammation presents itself as mucus in the body. Inflammation causes disease, okay? Again, the physical sign that there is inflammation is the over production of mucus, okay? The excess mucus is trying to get rid of the parasites. I'm gonna say that again. Parasites cause inflammation. Inflammation causes disease. The physical sign that there is inflammation is mucus, and the excess mucus is trying to get rid of the parasites. Y'all see the circle? Y'all have the full circle now. Okay. Remember that parasites are living entities. And remember the three things I told you. It is imperative to stay in alignment. It is imperative to connect with those on high vibrational levels. It is imperative to remove anything in your life that does not serve you or your highest good or the vision for yourself or your soul mission. If it does not serve that, it has to go. Okay. If you are not aware of what those things are, then it's a full moon. Ask your spirit team to reveal that to you. That's one of the tasks, or one of the things I put in the alignment letter for people to do. Ask your spirit team, like, I don't know what I need to get rid of, or who. Show me. Do you understand? I don't say who I need to get rid of, but you know what I mean. Okay. And this year we are working on doing the work. We are doing the work this year. We are actually going to be doing the work this year. I'm going heavy into teaching mode. I'm so freaking excited. We're going to touch into science this year. I'm going to make it really easy to understand, because spiritual beings are scientists. You are all scientists in your past life or your parallel lives. And that part of you is looking to connect to something to make stuff make sense. Do you understand? So we're going to tap into some science so that you can understand certain things. So we talk about auras. I'm going to say auras are real. And here's the science to back it up. So now you understand the science. You understand how the science works. You understand how spiritually auras work. Do you understand? Okay. And then one of the physical things that you need to do this year is to detox. It's not optional. It really isn't optional. You're going to have to do it. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of why. We are in a transformation transition year this year. Next year, and I spoke about 2026, 2027, which I'm so freaking excited about. Doing the work, the diligent work this year, staying in alignment this year sets you up in such an amazing way for 26 and 27. That's just it. I'm not going to say much more than that right now, but it sets you up. Not doing it also sets you up. Do you understand? There are going to be people that 26 and 27 are going to be hellish for them. It's going to start now bad, and it's going to get very bad. And there's going to be a small group of people that are going to be doing their work, spiritual work. I'm talking about spiritual beings, and things are going to open up. Like, things are going to be so amazing, so beautiful. You'll be living a life like, this is my life. I didn't know that I could live or exist like this. That's real. That's for real. But now is the time where we transform ourselves. Do you understand? I just saw when I was saying transform, I literally saw a vision of, I think it's called a transformer, the electrical unit where all of the like wires and things run from like a city or like a town. And I just saw like, psh, like explosion. And that's what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel like a relief, a release, and like all this work you've been doing for so long. You're like, I'm on the path. I'm trying to do this work. I'm trying to learn. I'm keep going. Because when it happens, it's going to be like it's going to feel like it's out of nowhere, but it's not, because you have literally been, like I'm hearing all these things. You've literally been stockpiling. Oof, listen. While people are stockpiling cans of food and rice or whatever for this apocalypse that they're saying is going to happen. Listen. You are stockpiling in your spiritual work. You hear me? You are stockpiling in your gifts, in your manifestations. And every time you meditate, and every time you say, I'm going to heal a trauma, and every time you focus on your higher self, on your soul mission, every time you invest in your spiritual work, y'all, listen, you are stockpiling something that you cannot see with your physical eyes. This is why you cannot be in fear mode. You cannot be in fear mode. You have to understand who you are as a spiritual being. You have to understand how powerful that you are. You have to understand this reality is not all. It's not it. And you cannot fully invest yourself in this space, in this energy right now. Do you understand that? And I'm not claiming no pie in the sky, like do your spiritual work because you'll have everything in heaven. Man, forget that. If you really know what heaven was, I'm saying in your lifetime. Do you understand that? Like in your lifetime, you can exist in this reality that you see for yourself. If you see it, it exists, y'all. If you see it, it exists. You can create it. You can make it come to life. This is what we're doing as spiritual beings. Forget everyone else. I don't care if someone says, well, you're not living in reality, man. Forget that. Yo, there are people that legit, listen, there are the people that had stockpiles of stuff in their house and their houses are burnt down. What you gonna do with that stuff? Let me tell you something. You can stockpile all the gold that you want. People are saving gold nuggets and gold bars. Yo, gold cannot feed you. If there is some sort of an apocalypse and I'm starving, I can't eat a gold bar. Come on now. That don't make sense. The truth is the truth. There are movies that give you snippets of this. There are movies that give you snippets of this. Y'all, what is the movie? The Terminator? The Terminator, which is that the Terminator, the Matrix, all those movies our the first two, not the third one. But an entity came from the future to come to little Neo when he was a little boy to save him. Y'all think that can't happen to you? That was a dream that came to a woman. That whole series, watch that. Star Wars, Mad Max, all those movies. There are people in there that were always protected and saved and seemed lucky. That is you. That is you. It is not, well, they're lucky. They're the main character. You are the main character. Y'all start looking at yourselves as the gods and goddesses that y'all are. Do you hear me? Maybe I'm saying too much. Maybe I'm going too hard. But I want y'all to get it. I want y'all to get it. I want y'all to walk in that energy. Like, everything is happening for me, for my highest good. Everything that's around me, even the things that seem like it's bad, is falling apart. Yo, it's for my highest good. It's for this vision that I saw of myself to happen. It is going to happen. Do you hear me? You get to open your eyes every day and love the work that you do and love the life that you exist in. Why did you come back? I'm speaking to you, spiritual beings. I'm speaking to you, ancient ones that have come back at this time specifically. Do not fall for the illusion. Do not fall for all that's around you. You have to stay strong. You have to be in alignment. You have to fight every day. The fight is with you. The fight is with those traumas within you. The fight is not with this world. The fight is not on social media debating stuff. That's not the fight. The fight is not judging people. People fuck up. So what? You're a spiritual being. You look from spiritual eyes. Look at the whole picture of stuff. Know who you are and start acting like it. Know who you are and start acting like it. Every single day, every single minute. You hear me? You have that power within you. You have that power within you. If you don't believe me, go back in your mind, go back in your memory and think about that time that you were saved from something. Think about that miracle thing that happens in your life. How special are you that happened to you or for you? For real, don't take that for granted. Oh, professor, you don't know how it is. It's just me. I'm just by myself. I don't know anybody like me. Let me tell you something. If you feel that no one has your back, that no one loves you, that no one supports you, I do. I do. Send me a message. I do. Know that there's at least one person in this world that believes in you. I believe in you. You had that vision, you have that, whatever that is, I believe in you. Sometimes we don't have that. And sometimes we're the ones that's giving everyone and sharing with everyone and believing in everyone. And we're like, I just need somebody to believe in me. It's me. There are people that will love you just to love you. There are people that you don't know right now, that you have not met yet, that are waiting to meet you. They're waiting for you to show up. Don't speak like that. Don't speak like that. Speak life. Right now, I don't have a friend. I don't have a whatever, but they're coming. They're coming. I'm going to meet them soon. I'm freaking excited. I can't wait to share this story with them. Speak like that. Be at that space. And watch how the goodness just starts coming to you. Watch how the goodness comes to you. The true love. What we've been taught about love is incorrect. It's incorrect. There's a true love that there are no words to describe it, that you just feel. There's a true love that brings out all the trauma within you. That by you just speaking to that person or hugging that person or whatever, you're in tears, you're crying. And what you don't realize is that they're saying, come, I love you enough. Let's bring that trauma up. Let me help you heal some parts of you that you don't even know that you needed to be healed. And know that you are worthy. You deserve that. You deserve that. You deserve all the good things. You deserve all the good things. No spiritual master ever said suffer. Never. Never said that you should be impoverished in money, in love, in relationship, in anything. The opposite was taught. Abundance. Abundance in everything. You know what abundance is? It means options. Options. You may have 2 cans of food in your house, but damn it if that's not abundance, because you can choose between one or the other. Start walking in that. Start speaking that. Don't just give it lip service. We don't do half-assed stuff. We don't just say it and energetically don't feel it. Do the work to actually feel that. Do the work to actually feel that. Remember, I taught you, go back into that childhood space, that childhood energy. Be like that child. What would I do as a little child right now if I could? Be in gratitude. Be in gratitude. So many of y'all have a home today. There are people that don't have a home. I saw in North Carolina, there are 3 miles of people waiting for heat because they don't have homes and they have to heat up an RV with a propane tank. And they may not get propane to heat up their RV tonight, y'all. We take so much for granted. And we're not grateful for you're on a device listening to me right now. You have a device to listen to me wherever you are in the world. That means that there's something special about you. You're here. You are here. You are here. You are here. Mm, 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 mm. You are here. And every day you get another opportunity to get it right. Every day you get another opportunity. And every day you open your eyes, you open it with gratitude that today is a day I'm going to get it right. Maybe you F up that day. You get another day. Maybe you get another day. Be grateful for that. So with that said, I love you so, family. I love you so, family. Just know how important you are. Know that you are so protected. Every day you're protected. Know that you have a spirit team that is always guiding you, always whispering in your ear, showing you signs, making you feel resonance with something. And know that you are so loved. There's so much love for you. There's so much love. True love. Okay? With that said, everyone have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I know that some of you may have had questions. Email me, okay? Or leave your questions, comments below in the comment section, all right? Peace, everyone. Good night.